Okay, so we are going to go ahead and start. My name is Krystal Pearl, and in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to chart with the new system. And I'm really excited about this with the new compensation plan because what they've done is they have made it so much more simple for us to promote in the company. When I kind of broke it down and looked into it, a lot of the volume is actually about the same, what you need, but what's cool about this new way of charting is that you need a lot less people, which means that once you get your people in place, once you have those distributors on your team and they are at $400 boxes, which I'm going to show you visuals so this makes more sense, but you can keep your customers and your distributors closer to you, which is going to help you to get a higher percentage off of those customers and your distributors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to screen share with you guys. And I'm going to walk you through charting a ruby, I'm going to chart an emerald, and then I'm going to chart a diamond. So I'm going to give you guys a couple different scenarios, and I'm going to do this so you guys can see my screen to just kind of walk you through it. If you are checking this out and you are newer, especially if you don't have a lot of people on your team yet or any people on your team, I know when I first started, charting was like a foreign language to me. It didn't make sense. And I just want to encourage you that as you get distributors on your team and you start building your team and you go through this is going to make so much more sense to you. So don't get overwhelmed if you don't understand it. We have this recording for you, so as you're adding those team members, you can come back to these videos and reference and really have a good idea on what you're going for and how to best place customers and distributors based on what promotion you're actually going for. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the Ruby chart. So this is our new Ruby chart. And what's cool is that I know there's a lot of new people coming in right now, and you don't even know what our previous charting system was like, but it had a lot more boxes involved. And so you're going to learn how to do it the easy way, and this is all you know. So it's going to be really exciting. So, okay, I am going to get, so I can have some text here. Okay, so for a Ruby, what you need is you need 3 qualified legs underneath you. When we say qualified legs, these are distributors on your team. So I'm just going to put some different names in here. We're going to chart a Ruby. We're going to pretend that you just signed up Amy, you signed up Karen, and you signed up Sally. I pick really funny names when I'm doing this. I don't know why, but just random names that come to me. Okay, so Amy, Karen, and Sally. You now have 3 distributors on your team, and they need to be considered qualified legs. A qualified leg is someone who has at least 400 in group volume underneath them. Group volume, all of these terms, if I'm saying GV or PVV or anything like that, and you don't know what that means, all of these terms are in your compensation plan. There's a glossary in there. So if you're confused on anything I'm saying, just check out that glossary and that will explain what that means. So Amy, Karen, and Sally all need to have 400 in group volume. Group volume means that this is all of the volume underneath these distributors, okay? So it could be an order from Sally. Like we're using Sally right now, so Sally placed an order of, we're just gonna keep it easy. Let's say Sally placed an order of $100 and she had 3 loyal customers under her that had orders of $100. That would put her at 400 group volume. Let's say Sally had a distributor underneath her. We don't need to show that in this chart, but let's say Sally had 200 in group volume underneath her and she had a distributor underneath her already, and that distributor had 200. Both of those volumes will come together and that will create her group volume. So all 3 distributors need to have at least 400 in volume, and to be considered a Ruby, you need at least 2,000 in group volume. So you can see that up here. So this is how I want you to think about it. If these 3 legs need 400 in volume, 400 times 3, that means that 1,200 GV is going to be taken care of by these 3 400 legs. Okay, so 1,200 GV is taken care of by these 400 legs. Okay, so that means that you need 800 more GV. And I'm just going to type this out so that if you guys want to take screenshots of this, you can. I did take screenshots of it earlier for you guys, so I'll make sure to get that to you once I post the recording. But 800 GB has to come from somewhere else, okay? So that, what that means, and this is something that's new, okay? So that means that this extra 800 in volume, that could be volume underneath you. That could be volume under Amy. So let's say she had, you know, she had her 400, but she went above and beyond that. That could be volume underneath her. That could be from anywhere in your organization, but 800 GB has to come from somewhere within the organization. So you have to have a total of $2,000 in group volume. So that is something new. Another thing that is really important to know when you are going for a promotion is the person who is promoting has to be commission qualified. So the Ruby promoting has to be commission qualified. To be commission qualified, you have to either have ran your 80 BB auto shipment, or you have to have 100 PBB in personal business volume, okay? So we're gonna put this on here too so that you remember that, okay? So that's a Ruby. So it's very easy to help your distributors get to 400 just by simply getting a handful of loyal customers and having them run their auto shipment. I really, really encourage distributors to run their 80 BB auto shipment even though they can qualify by PBB, because it's so, so important that when you're in this business, you are a product of the product, you're using the product. So my general rule of thumb that I always tell distributors who sign up with me is sign up for your 80 BB auto shipment, pick one product that you are personally going to use and build a testimony with, and then pick one product that you're going to sell and make cash off of. For me, that's usually keto coffee. I really like to do keto coffee, and now that we have the new chocolate greens on the go, I will be making sure that every single month I'm getting at least one bag of keto coffee. I'll for sure be getting more than that because I sell through more than that, but at least one bag of keto coffee minimum and a thing of chocolate greens on the go, and I'm going to sell those as samples and make cash off of those, okay? So this is a Ruby chart. If you guys have questions, I can't see the chat when I'm doing the screen share, but I can go back to these. So I'm going to keep this like this so that you can see everything you need to know. And I'm just making sure that I didn't miss anything there. So Ruby is pretty self-explanatory, okay? So next we're going to go to Emerald, maybe. My little thing keeps popping up here, so I'm trying to. Okay, so next we're going to go to Emerald, and I'm going to walk through this with you. So an Emerald is simply, again, you need 3 legs. Oh, it kept all my, hold on.
And will to defend our
I played around with this earlier, so.
18 years ago,
I clear all of this.
violent terrorists attacked the USS Cole.
Here, all drawings. Okay.
And last month, American forces
and
killed.
I'm going to mute. Somebody has background noise on, so if you know that's you, go ahead and mute yourself, please. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, so next we're going to go to Emerald, and I'm going to show you how to get to Emerald. So in Emerald, again, you need 3 legs on your front line. So that's something that's different. Before we needed 5. Now we only need 3, so less boxes. And you need 2 rubies underneath you. Okay, we just walked through what a ruby was. So again, I'm going to just, instead of putting the names in here, I'm just going to put what they need in volume. Okay, so 400 GB has to be under this distributor. 400 GV under this distributor. And again, I told you how you can do that very simply by having them sign up to do a personal order every single month, and then also getting a handful of customers. So those are 400 in GV. These are 400 in GV. So anytime we say a qualified leg, that means that they have 400 in group volume underneath them. So whenever you see qualified leg, that's what that means. So we're going to put those there, okay? So these are under the rubies. Now the ruby, again, remember, it has to be commission qualified, okay? So I don't think I'm going to be able to fit that in that box, but I'm going to add this up here. So the ruby has to be commission qualified. If you are not commission qualified and you are going for a promotion, you will not get the promotion, okay? So it's very important that you remember that you are commission qualified in the month that you are promoting, or you will miss your promotion. So really, really important there. Okay, so same thing with this one, has to be commission qualified. So I'm just gonna put a couple names in here again so we can just pretend that it helps me to see names in the boxes so that I know that I covered these spots. You better make her a different name, huh? Okay. So Sally and Karen, they have both ran their ADBV auto shipment. They are commission qualified. They have 3 400 legs underneath them, and they each have 2,000 in group volume, okay? Because we know a Ruby has to have 2,000 in group volume, okay? So I'm gonna put down here 2,000 GV because we know that they have 2,000 GV. Now for Emerald, you need to have 5,000 in group volume. So we know right now between our 2 rubies that took care of 4,000 of this 5,000 in group volume. So as long as we have our 2 rubies underneath us, that part of that's done. Now you also need your 3rd qualified leg. This 3rd qualified leg only has to have 400 GV, okay? So we're gonna make this sure that this person has 400 GV. That's gonna take care of $400 more. So I'm gonna put it over here, takes care of 400 GV. So 600 has to come from somewhere else, anywhere in the organization. So 600 GV anywhere in org. Okay. Also, the Emerald has to be commission qualified. Again, if any of these people in the promotion spots, they have to be commission qualified. So I'm going to say promotion spots must be commission qualified. Okay. So that is very, very important. So again, just to recap, your Ruby, she's commission qualified. She has ran her auto shipment or has 150 PBV. She has the 400 in volume under the 3 distributors underneath her, and she has $600 coming from somewhere else within the organization. She's a Ruby, done. Same with Karen, she did the same exact thing. Then you have your additional 400 GV leg up here, and you have 600 coming from somewhere else within your organization. So maybe, you know, Sally has 2,300 in group volume. Karen has her 2,000, but then this 400 GV has 700 in volume coming in from underneath them, or you have 700 coming in from under yourself personally. Any of those scenarios would count. And again, for your GV, this could mean that they have distributors underneath them as well, and both of their volumes will count towards that GV, okay? Is this making, can you guys just give me like a thumbs up if this is making sense to you? Because it's, I love charting. It's like a second language to me. Like when I was going through this and learning how to do this, I got very excited because it's fun. It's like a game to me. So if I'm not making sense, please let me know. But it looks like I'm getting some thumbs up, so good. Okay, next we're going to talk about Diamond. Okay, now this chart is going to be a little bit bigger because each time we are going up a little bit bigger. But really, let me clear the drawing so we don't have that problem when I go over to Diamond. Really all a Diamond is it's what we just did. We started with talking about how to go Ruby, and then we just talked about how to go Emerald, which Emerald is just 2 Ruby legs underneath you. You still have that 3rd leg, and with Diamond, same thing. You still have that 3rd leg underneath you. So now we're just doing it again, okay? So I'm gonna put some names in here to make it easy so I can kind of walk you through it step by step so it makes sense. So this one will be, I always pick bold names, I don't know why. This is gonna be Ruth. And Sally. And Karen. And say Allie. Okay. So these are our promotion spots. So Ruth is going emerald, so she has Sally underneath her, who is commission qualified. She has her 3 400 GV legs, and she has 800 coming from somewhere else within her organization, so she is a qualified Ruby. Karen, same thing. Karen is commission qualified. She has her 3 $400 legs underneath her in group volume or more. They can definitely be more than 400, but 400 minimum. And then Ruth also has her 3rd leg that is at least 400. And she has 600 coming from somewhere else within her organization, and she is also commission qualified. So again, that's the most important part. These people in the promotion spots, Sally, Karen, Ruth, and Allie, and yourself, of course, are all commission qualified, okay? So we're gonna fill in Allie's boxes. Allie has 3 distributors that are 400 in volume. And there's something that's different for diamonds, so stick with me, okay? And then you have your 3rd leg that is 400 in volume as well. Okay, so we know for a emerald leg, this is going to take care of 5,000 GV, okay? That's going to take care of 5,000 GV because that's what we needed for emerald. I'm just going to pop back so I can show you this so I'm not losing you here. So hold on with me just a second. So emerald, we needed 5,000 in group volume for our emerald, okay? For our ruby, we needed 2,000 in group volume. So we know on our ruby over here that at least, at a minimum, 2,000 is taken care of. Where's my text? Where's my texty thing? Let's see. Okay. So 2,000 GV is taken care of by this ruby, okay? We know that. If she's ruby, she's emerald, 5,000 is taken care of here, 2,000 is taken care of here. So that means we're at 7,000 in volume. For a diamond, you need a minimum of $8,000. Oop, I don't want that text. Undo, go away. Okay, I just want to highlight this. Why is it doing that? Okay. So for a diamond, you need 8,000 in group volume. So 7,000 is taken care of because we have our $5,000 GV under our emerald, our 2,000 GV under our ruby, and then we have 400 up here that is taken care of because our 400 leg. So all that's left is we just need to make sure that we have at least 600 GV coming from somewhere else within the organization. And it could be anywhere in org. Like I said, I did this earlier, so I have nice, neat screenshots for you guys that I will share in the comments. Now for a diamond, another thing that is very important to know is that, again, you have to make sure all the promotion spots are commission qualified. I know I've repeated myself a million times, but this is so important. If they're not, they will not promote. Also, if you are going, now this is very important, guys, okay? If you are going after diamond and it's in a bonus season, you have to have $150 in PVC. This is a new term, so this is personal customer volume from 2019 distributors in 1 month. So I'm going to write this down and then I'm going to explain what that means, okay? So if this is a promotion month, if promoting, it's hard for me to talk and type at the same time, so bear with me. If promoting, you need a minimum of 150 PCV for 1 month in 2019. Minimum. And this is a one-time, so I'm going to explain this, but I want to make sure that I get this down on here. Okay, so what this means, this is something new. Now, in the past, what has happened is we've needed if we were promoting, we've needed 4 customers underneath us, kept under us, for the year that we are promoting in. Now that has changed. So if you are promoting, and this is only when there is a bonus attached, but if you are promoting and you're going after a bonus, you need to have 150 PCV for at least a 1 month minimum in 2019. So if you already did that in January, you're good to go for the rest of the year. You don't have to worry about that anymore. If you did not do that in January, you're going to want to make sure that you get to that 150 PCV right away this month before you place any of your loyal customers if you have not already hit it. PCV means personal customer volume. This does not include your orders. It means that it's loyal customers underneath you that have hit 150 altogether within one consecutive month. An example, because I was a little confused about this when I learned about this. So an example, last month, I had 4 customers, and I made sure to keep 4 customers because that's what it's always been in the past, but my PCV was 145. So I didn't know about this rule yet, so I missed it by $5. And luckily I wasn't promoting last month. I know they did honor it for people who promoted last month if they didn't have that. But now, so for this month, if I'm going for Diamond, for example, on my 2.0, I need to make sure that I have at least 150 in personal customer sales this month if I want to promote and get the bonus. So you're going to kind of want to keep track of that. You know, I can use customers that I signed last month. I kept 4 of them, so all of their auto shipments will count, but I need to make sure that I hit at least 150 PCV. Now, if you get one, it doesn't matter how many customers anymore. So if you got, you know, let's say you got 1 customer, just to make it easy, you got 1 customer and they ordered 150 in volume, you're good to go for the rest of the year. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Or if you got, you know, you got 2 customers and one got 100 in volume and the other one got 50, you're good to go. You just need to keep track on if for whatever reason somebody returns an order before the end of the month, you need to make sure to replace that because you have to have the 150 in personal customer volume, okay? So that's very important. But that's really it. I mean, I feel like it's crazy because I feel like with the new charts, you know, again, this might be a little confusing to some of you, but for me, when I look at these new charts, I'm like, oh, it's so simple. You know, it used to be for Diamond, for example, 24 distributors to go Diamond. Now you only need 16. So I love this because, you know, before when we went Diamond, for example, there was more distributors. You know, now we're only looking at 3 levels. We would have had distributors on our 4th level. Well, every time we place lower and lower, we're getting a lower and lower percentage off of our customers and distributors that we're placing. So now we can keep things higher and we can be more focused on quality of distributors instead of quantity. We don't need as many people. We just need some people that are good and ready to run. So that's really exciting to me when I think about this. And I'm just really excited about it. So I'm going to go ahead and clear this. I am going to stop the screen share. It looks like there are a couple questions that come on. Let's see. Love it already and just signed up. Yay! Jamie, welcome to the team. I'm so excited you're on and I'm glad you're excited. Sometimes I tell people, I'm like, don't let charting overwhelm you. I might be speaking a foreign language right now. So yes, Emily, I'm super excited. So if you are going for Emerald, your 2 rubies need to be commission qualified. Yes. Anyone in a promotion spot needs to be commission qualified. The only people that does not matter for is people who are just simply in the 400 GB boxes, okay? But anyone who is promoting has to be commission qualified. Now you can also qualify for your different promotions by maintenance volume. Rubies no longer have maintenance volume, so they have to have the structure and they have to have the volume. But Emerald and above, you can maintain based on volume. So if an Emerald has, an example is if an Emerald has hit Emerald before in the past, and they did it with the boxes, and now it's a new month, and as long as they have 8,000 in volume and it's even, so you can't use more than 4,000 on one leg. So as long as there's 4,000 coming from one spot and the rest of the volume for that 8,000 is coming from somewhere else within the organization, they will be considered an emerald. So for example, if you were going for diamond and you had an emerald underneath you, so let me just grab the screen share again, just because I feel like, I don't know, I like seeing visuals. So let me just share this again so it can make more sense. So let's say, okay, we have this ruby over here. I'm not going to type in the boxes again, but they have their 400 legs, they're commission qualified, and their 800 and extra volume is coming from somewhere else. Let's say this emerald, she's already been emerald before, so she's already hit it in the past, and she's maintaining it with volume right now. She has enough volume to maintain it. It doesn't matter what's underneath them. As long as this spot says emerald, she could have 2 active distributors underneath her. If she has 2 active distributors underneath her that have 4,000 each in volume and she's hitting that 8,000 GB, as long as this spot says emerald, then that will count for your promotion. So it does not matter what's going on within these legs. So some of you have that. Some of you have a strong leg underneath you that's already been there. It's maintaining. You're just really working on this other side. That's great. You're good to go. So I hope that makes sense there. But that is an option. Anytime you go from, and this is more compensation, but anytime you hit emerald and above, once you hit it, you can either qualify by getting the structure every single month, so the structure stays in place, or you can re-qualify by maintenance volume, and that's going to be different for every level. You can go into your compensation plan to see what those numbers are. I'm not going to walk into all of that. I just simply wanted to make sure that I walked through with you guys how to chart. So it looks like all of the questions were answered. If there's any more last ones come through, type them now or forever hold your peace. But again, you know, just give me a thumbs up if that made sense. I know a lot of you, some of you have your screens on still, but hopefully that made sense. Again, you know, I just encourage you that as you're going after these promotions and as you are looking to advance with your team, just get together with your diamond and above upline. You know, we're all learning this together. And if they have questions, you know, always feel free to reach out to me, because I love this. I love charting. It's so fun. And I love that I kind of have a new way to do it because it's challenging and it's fun. But this is going to be awesome for us guys, again, because now we're able to focus on quality over quantity. Instead of just getting people in and just filling these 400 boxes, now there's so many more. There's such a lower number of boxes that need to be filled, and we can just really focus on getting the volume and making sure people are being really successful with this business. So I hope that all makes sense. I hope you guys are having a great night. I'm going to stop the recording.